Hello everyone! Today we are going to introduce to you about our case study, which is Programmatic Advertising Real-Time Marketing. Our presentation has two parts. They are the summary of the case study and the questions related to the case. Now, let's start with the first part, the summary of the case study. Back in the day, marketers purchased blocks of impressions right from the publishers. They reached a lot of people, but not necessarily the folks who were looking for what was being sold. There were several advertising dollars that were spent on ads that never reached the people who would most benefit from seeing them. Thanks to programmatic and technological advance, the whole system of buying ad time has changed drastically, and we can automate and optimize on the fly the whole buying process. The case introduced to us general view about programmatic advertising, or PA. According to the article, the key aspect of PA is real-time bidding, or RTB. By understanding about RTB, we know all about PA. Traditionally, as a marketer, you bought advertisement impressions, block of impressions, but you bought not only one but thousands of them. They are the blank space on the websites which they allow you to put your advertisement in. However, this process is expensive, imprecise, and slow. The process is very different in PA. PA creates an auction environment where marketer can bid to show a different ad to a particular user based on specific data. This means now not everyone sees the same ad, but different people see different ads. Using all of the top behavioral database layered together, we learn the online behaviors, demographics, location, device, and other information about potential consumers, thereby creating an effective target audience. Simply put, we know how to locate and reach out to the consumer that are looking for just what you are selling. Let's say that a startup company called ABC wants to sell cameras to cautious drivers. They need to let the world know about their business and call Benzene Company, who instantly goes to work doing what we do best. In the meantime, Thao wants to buy a dashboard camera for her VW Beetle, so she begins to research dash cams using her laptop computer. The anonymous data, or cookies, send off a message to DSP, or demand-side platform, and that is where the ad buying takes place. An auction is initiated to place an ad impression in front of Thao. Companies like ABC bid based on how close Thao come to matching their criteria for being a targeted customer. This is where the programmatic ecosystem comes into play. Hundreds of demand-side platforms and supply-side platforms begin bidding, and the best bid wins. It becomes very evident that there are a whole lot of Thao out there looking for dashcams. Because ABC and Benzene Company strategically placed the winning bid, almost instantly Thao sees the dashcam ad appear right next to the article she is reading. The ad catches Thao's attention, and she clicks. The process happens millions of times per second. That is known as the programmatic process. Despite of its clear advantages, there are also several risks involved for all the parties. Programmatic advertisers lose some control over where ads will appear on the web, which may result in advertising on inappropriate sites. Second, programmatic advertisers lose some accountability for their expenditures because they cannot verify that their ads are actually shown to real people. This is a transparency issue. Third, ghost sites and ad fraud presents another issue. Given the risk, many advertisers start to use programmatic advertising due to the fact that advertisers are continuously improving their abilities to avoid inappropriate websites, purge ghost sites, and learn how to detect click fraud. For instance, nearly 4 of every 5 digital display dollars were transacted programmatically in 2007, totaling $32.56 billion. Or 13.31% of companies investing in programmatic ad buying said they have expanded their in-house capabilities to manage and oversee these programs. Moving on to the second part of the presentation, the case study questions. The first question asks us to pay a visit to our favorite portal and count the total ads on the opening page. There are 3 criteria to evaluate the effectiveness of advertising, which are A. Immediately of interest and relevance to user, B. Sort of interesting or relevant but not now, and C. Not interesting or relevant. Kênh 14 is an online newspaper in which only 14.3% of ads in section A, another 14.3% in section B, and the rest 71.4% in section C. Filmer.net is a website for watching movies online. It has 22.2% of ads in Section A, 33.3% in Section B, and 44.4% in Section C. Truyện.net is a website for reading comics online. It has 25% of ads in Section A, another 25% in Section B, and 50% in Section C. In conclusion, programmatic advertising is becoming a global trend since all the big websites such as Facebook, YouTube, etc. are applying this type of advertising to users. However, it is not popular in Vietnam, as we can see from the results above. Vietnamese advertisers still apply traditional advertising method, which is selling space on their webs to firms who want to advertise their products. The outcome turns out as ineffectiveness because most of the time, users will come across to irrelevant ads and finally end up with downloading block ad software. To the second question, advertisers use different kinds of profiles in the decision to display ads to customers. Profiles are built by recording the behaviors of people online and inferring their interests, age, gender, location, preference, political and social attitudes. There are two types of advertising described in the case. The first one is often an ad for something you have recently searched for on Google or even already purchased at Amazon will follow you for days. The second one is a firm wants to market a new mountain bike for men and women, ages 24 to 35, who live in a zip codes where mountain biking is a popular activity. For online display advertisers, profiling is a way to approach the effectiveness of search engine advertising by displaying banner ads that are of interest to the consumer. To the third question, display ads achieve search engine-like results by ad agencies have access to any of several programmatic ad platforms offered by Google, Yahoo, AOL, Facebook, and many smaller firms. Working with their clients, the ad agency more precisely defines the target audience with all the needed features. The ad agency enters a bid expressed in dollars per 1,000 impressions for 200,000 impressions to people who meet most of the characteristics being sought. The platform returns a quote for access to this population of 200,000 people who meet the characteristic required. The quote is based on what other advertisers are willing to pay for that demographic and characteristics. The quote is accepted or denied. If accepted, the ads are shown to the people as they move around the web in real time. As people come onto various websites they visit, the automated program assesses whether they meet the desired characteristics and displays the ads within milliseconds to that person. The programmatic platforms also track the response to the ads in real time and can change different ads and test for the effectiveness based on the platform's experience. To the last question, instant display ads based on the immediately prior clickstream will be as effective as search engine marketing techniques, depends on the selection range. First of all, clickstream behavior that previously happened, even if immediately prior, may not be such a good indicator of current interest. Just because you visit a site on news, then a site on sports, this does not offer many clues to advertisers. Long-term online behaviors can establish patterns that could be more useful. On the other hand, yes, if a person visited a car site such as Ford, stay a few minutes, then at the next site he or she visits, it might be useful to display an ad for Ford cars and even follow that person around the web showing Ford cars wherever he or she goes. These techniques are so new that there is little empirical data on which to make a judgment. So that is the end of our presentation. Let us know about your thoughts by commenting down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and thank you so much for watching. Bye!